Apple, once the pinnacle of technological achievement, seems to be navigating turbulent times. Remember the days when every Apple product launch was a breakthrough, when iPhones and Macs flew off the shelves.
I'm buying $100,000 worth of iPhones.
Back then, Steve Jobs was at the helm. Jobs led Apple with a mantra: think different. It was the company's slogan for some time. His vision was transformative, and his products reflected that. Since Jobs' passing, there's been a noticeable shift at Apple. New launches, while impressive, often bring incremental upgrades, rather than revolutionary changes. In other words, disruption has been diminished. China, a lucrative market for Apple, recently made a bold move. There's word China plans to expand a ban on the use of iPhones to government-backed agencies and companies. This decision will not only affect Apple's profits, but also highlights how global politics can deeply impact the bottom line. While still a tech titan, Apple's golden age of unbridled innovation and market leadership appears to be under threat. This is a story of Apple's decline. For decades, Apple wasn't just a company, it was a revolution, an ethos, driven by one man's unparalleled vision. But in 2011, the tech world, and indeed the world at large, grappled with an unimaginable loss.
Steve Jobs, the chairman of the board of Apple Computer Company, passed away a short time ago.
With Jobs passing, the underpinnings of Apple's very DNA seemed to wobble. Tim Cook's leadership style is markedly different from Jobs. He brings a more collaborative and team-oriented approach. It might not be working as well. Apple's sales have fallen for the third consecutive quarter. The latest announcement in August found iPhone revenue came in at just under $40 billion for the quarter, marking an approximately 2% year-over-year decline. Mac computer revenue was $6.8 billion for the quarter, which was a 7% drop, and iPad revenue was down nearly 20%. A major factor behind this decline is the maturation of the smartphone market. What does maturation mean exactly? Well, consumers are now holding onto their devices for a longer time and upgrading less often, perhaps because they don't see enough improvement or difference as newer models of the iPhone are released. And Mac computers, once a go-to for creative professionals and everyday users alike, now face stiff competition from more versatile and affordable options from Dell and Hewlett-Packard. What could be behind this slowing pace of Apple's innovation? Some experts believe the problem is how big the company has become. Smaller companies can move at breakneck speed, creating interesting products and breaking the mold. Apple has developed an amazing brand that is associated with products that work perfectly and that are designed in a way as to feel both advanced and natural at the same time. These high expectations mean that Apple can't throw experimental products or services at the market without hurting its brand. Exacerbating this innovation problem is a loss of Johnny Ive, ending a 3-decade run. The New York Times reports the designer helped define every rounded corner of an iPhone and guided development of Apple's only new product category in recent years, the Apple Watch. Another significant hurdle for Apple's continued tech dominance is the escalating tension between the US and China. This geopolitical spat reached a critical juncture when China banned iPhones for government officials, directly hitting Apple's bottom line in one of its most lucrative markets. It is the largest foreign market for Apple's products. Chinese sales represented about a fifth of the company's total revenue last year. You may know the saying, history repeats itself. BlackBerry didn't keep up with the times, and when Apple introduced full touchscreen smartphones, no one wanted to click their way through a text anymore, and BlackBerry went under. Nokia is another brand Apple killed. The Finnish brand was once a household name, famous for its mobile phones and hardware products. However, the entrance of Apple in 2007 led to the company's failure. It took only 5 years for Nokia's dominance to fall, and by the end of 2013, it was finished. The comparison between Apple and Nokia is intriguing and serves as a cautionary tale for what's happening to Apple now. A key factor in Nokia's decline was leadership missteps and a lack of clear vision for the future. Apple, post-Steve Jobs, relies on Tim Cook's operational excellence. However, the long-term visionary approach that Jobs brought is something investors and market watchers are keenly observing. Steve Jobs once said, "Being the richest man in the cemetery doesn't matter to me. Going to bed at night saying we've done something wonderful, that's what matters to me." This ethos of placing innovation over revenue was palpable in the products and services Apple rolled out under Jobs. In contrast, under Cook's stewardship, Apple has exhibited a pronounced shift towards revenue maximization. Whether it's the higher price points of new products or the aggressive push into services, the focus seems clear: revenue above all else. While Apple remains a tech behemoth, it's evident that its golden age of relentless innovation and market disruption is waning. The shift from a primary focus on groundbreaking products to revenue maximization, coupled with external challenges like a saturating smartphone market and geopolitical tensions, has put Apple in uncharted waters. It's crucial for Apple to rediscover its innovative spirit if it hopes to regain its preeminent position in the tech world. That's the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure to subscribe to this channel so you don't miss any of our new content. See you next time.